My name is Jamal Brady with Better Balance Sports.
Sherreda Pig, got pigs.
Alright, so she graduated from JCM Early College High. Got your associates while you were there too, right?
Yep, I did.
3-sport athlete.
I ran track, played
Those
soccer.
that high school, because I know Early College High curriculum is pretty tough. Studying, getting a associates at the same time. I mean, talk about some of those experiences, those late nights staying up and studying.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so touch on some of those.
Well, I'm a procrastinator, so I had a whole bunch of those.
Hey, a lot of us are.
Yeah, and well, you start off taking college classes really your freshman year. So freshman year, it wasn't too hard, and then it just started to pick up each year. And then junior year, that's when you actually get to go on campus at Jackson State. So you have a bunch of different elements. You actually are in the college life with college students. So it might be overwhelming. I know early college high, like, you're really responsible for yourself. So you got to make sure you keep track of, yourself. And if you don't, then there's like penalties. You can get on academic probation.
Okay.
And, so, I mean, they help us out if you ask for it, but it's basically on your own, kind of.
So
kind of simulating the college experience.
And that's kind of tough, as a young teenager growing into adulthood, asking you what it is you need or what do you want to do. I've experienced it, like, you start a job, they teaching you how to work the job, and they ask you need anything, got any questions? I don't know what to ask. I'm just learning. So I think
that's why I didn't really know, like, what I wanted to be. Junior year, you have the counselor come and they ask you, okay, what would you like to major in? And I didn't know.
You said junior year?
Yeah, well, really sophomore year.
Okay.
Sophomore year, you have to take a test, pre-ACT, see if you meet the benchmarks for JCM. Like, not everybody who goes to early college can go to Jackson State because you have to meet Jackson State's requirements. So if you don't meet the requirements, then you can't go. So sophomore year, you have to take the pre-ACT, see if you get in, meet their standards. And if you do, then they ask you, they're like, hey, what degree would you like? Like, what degree would you like to pursue? And I didn't know. I didn't know what I wanted to be at the time. So that's when I just chose general studies. So that's like a more general. And I thought, that would get my prerequisites out the way, which, I mean, it does. It really just depends. Like, I didn't know this. Even, like, it's a new program, so, like, a bunch of everyone's learning. The teachers, administration, they're all learning. So, like, we would try to go to them and ask them, like, hey, what do you think? What do you think you should do? And they're really just speaking off of the experience of the 2 classes ahead of us. And that's really not that much to pull from. So it was kind of like, I'm like, okay, well, if I do this, will my credits transfer? And they're like, it should. And I'm like, it should. Like, like, so.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, and me going into college my freshman year, different. It really just depends on your college. So it's kind of like you really have to know. Like, if you have a plan and if you know exactly what you want to be, and if you know, what school you want to go to, what major, it'll be easy. It'll be easier for you because you can align everything together. But if you aren't sure, like someone who like me, I wasn't sure what I wanted to be. So that's why I chose general studies route. And luckily, I want to be a physical therapist. I'm going to Chattanooga to major in exercise science. So luckily, they require you to have general classes. So I'm 50% done with my degree, but someone like, Christian or a couple of people who are majoring in engineering, you need those general studies. If they majored in general studies, you need those general classes, but let's say their degree doesn't require that much. So you will still be going into your college with your associate's degree, but you might not be as far along as you hope. Because you think the math adds up. 2-year degree, transfer 4-year university, 2 years left.
No, 2 plus 2 don't always equal 4.
No, it doesn't. It might equal 6 or something.
There we go. So, man, that's a great great segue. You touched on a lot of things. Just